Do you remember the beast that shattered your family, or did you choose to forget? You turned your back on our world and got lost in your own. The predator only grew stronger. Better make a run for it. This is not the time nor place to end this story. This time, it was best to run and live to fight another day. Let us hope you're ready for it when it comes. No grave can hold you down. The predator isn't the only threat. The wildlife started to mutate when the end of days began, and the tree of life started to die. Right in the face. oil sludges everywhere. To most, it only means death, but some have adapted to the new environment and changed with it. Evolution has its ways. Hack and slash killed that one. Sure useful. That's going to leave a mark. What doesn't kill you? Look, an emergency box from the once was. A rare sight. That pipe looks weak. The claw bar should come in handy. Whoa! It's time to find a way out of this place. No, really, I mean it. The Morks produce biomatter in their multi-organ that they shed under distress, blobs that affect the cellular coding strands of any living being when absorbed, including you. Smackdown! Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is only from the flight logs of the single ark they left behind that we know other arks traveled through the sky and beyond. It seems those that came before us never lost hope in finding a new home for their kind. There are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse eons ago, but it's clear the world wasn't prepared for how recklessly the Toxanol Corporation would make its mark on the world. Their rare earth mining and nuclear industries generated tons of waste, and without consideration for the future, they dumped it all in landfills until they ran out of space. That's when they made the big mistake. They began dumping the toxic waste in the surf just off the coast instead, assuming that it would sink. Once in the surf, the radiation interfered with the genetics of the wildlife and created bizarre mutations in their offspring. It had an inconceivable impact on biodiversity and the entire ecosystem. The world as they knew it crumbled as nature retaliated. It would never be the same again, and what remained of it became ours. The sound of spark metal going pew-pew is never a good thing. It's coming from behind that door. It's going to take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door. Just a few moves left. Make them count. There you go. There you go. The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out. A punch crunch. That's the last of them. Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup arrives.
Oloi bobo paweg. Befarbihita untukub kirko.
He wants to thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar. You just can't figure out why.
Momombuso? Ilfov ugvuhu. Vobra kobra yake.
He doesn't seem surprised that you don't recognize him. You were just a child back then, the night everything changed.
Ba lo yalu.
There have been rumors of a one-eyed Ronin seen outside the Great Wall, and he's happy to see it's true. The legend of the one-eyed child that grew up as an outcast is old and sad. The child could have been anyone, but the evil it had fled had left a mark. A facial scar to remember the past. It's a scar you're covering under that eye patch, isn't it? But he would have recognized you anyways. You look exactly like your Muma. There's no doubt you're the child, and that what Lupa Lupin did to your village, your Muma and Popsy, was the beginning of the end.
Beboko contabe. Ewe boboye.
He says it has taken you a long time to bring the past back up to the present, to find your way back. But he's grateful you have.
Yowotulua.
It was after the attack that the unity fell apart.
Kuchai. Hifar befarb. Ewe boboye.
After the old village was destroyed and you disappeared, a struggle between the families erupted, and over time, the disciples turned against each other.
Mauketo tolu ayadre ayamu aya.
Had it not been for the Tree of Life, no one would have survived. He hopes you at least remember the tree. Asks if you are tired, as it's a bit of a hike here from the village. He wonders if you're... Sounds like he thinks she does, despite your heart. The potato people, or Nono, are a wonder, somehow interlinked with this little tree here, fueling its source of life. Magic? He claims it's just the force of life, the existence of energy, powering and connecting all things. The Nono prefer to hide in litter grass. He says you should get over there and ruffle it. See if you can make one come out of hiding. You found one. You should be proud. They don't come out for everyone. The Nono's key energy is just what the Pensai needs to complete its cycle and grow into a tree of life. Only time will tell. At least his intention is to dedicate his life to it. He has the feeling the fate of the world depends on it. You'll need to support the tree for a long time to come. The only way it'll grow tall is with the burst of ki released from the Nono as they become one with the tree. You'll need a net to catch the Nono, and he wants you to use his, but asks you to be gentle. The Nono are sensitive beings, an embodiment of ki, the primal energy. He's grateful for all the help he can get. There's lots. They're hiding in the glitter grass that most... From this day on, he'll make nurturing the Pensai into a tree of life, a life goal. One day, the land won't be as peaceful. He says you'd better hurry back to the village before your Mooma comes looking for you. That's not... you there for a while, but no memory is alone. It's part of a trail you can follow. He says he remembers every single day he devoted to growing the Tree of Life, but now he's afraid it might be in vain. The tree started to die when the end of days... The genetic evolution that occurred after the apocalypse that Toxanol Corporation inflicted on the land set the World Eater's DNA into overdrive. His friend Gizmo is working on a Mekton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route. Wiz is still repairing his octopod to confront the Merc Puff that dwells deep down under the surface at the end of the Northwest Route. Nocco has tamed the Midget and is preparing to take on the Hoof Puff at the end of the East Route. Finally, Goop is almost done with the Googlide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast. Out of Date says his friends are gearing up to stop the World Eaters. There's one at the end of each route. The road ahead won't be easy, but he's counting on your support. His friends aren't strong enough to end this on their own. He wants you to understand that you'll all die if the tree isn't saved. Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation with the World Eaters. You're getting the hang of it. Quickest way out is through the roof where they came in. Know that the Tree of Life is dying. Its days are numbered. Without help, it can't endure the environmental change and assault from the World Eaters. A signpost maps it out for the car. Let's see. Must be the World Eater that chewed off Out-of-Date's leg. You'll need a hat trick to bring that down. The World Eaters have made their marks on our world over time. That's not the first nor the last village it'll leave in its wake. Look, a survivor. Glad to see someone made it out alive.
He's
heard the stories about the terror inflicted by the World Eaters to other enclaves, but never expected one to come all the way here. He worries that he does. Anyway, he needs help and says it's by your actions you'll be judged, not by your intentions.
That's a
spark of light in you!
That's right. Smack that spark out before it's...
You don't have to be so harsh.
Take it out now.
There's always...
There's Out-of-Date again. He must have missed something important.
Kobwa, ja, tu yao mawa.
Out-of-Date.
Ja, sawata mua dai miss.
The Jagni tribe is likely to be your primary choice as they seek to become
Kobwata momombusu dai miss.
regardless of who. The Myriad's conviction to stop the World Eaters began when the Leviathans rose from the depths of the surf. Siding with the Myriad's movement for wholeness in a fragmented world might seem like the logical thing to do, but is it the right thing? One thing's certain, though. Destiny arrives all the same. The Jagni tribe only ever had one conviction: to bring balance to the world by wiping out the weak. They believe a cleansing is necessary to restore the world and want to let the World Eaters bring down the Tree of Life. But siding with Jagni isn't necessarily a bad thing. Fate will find a way. Out-of-Date.
Momombusu far komemako to far titaba.
He believes the tribe Sifus, Jagni especially, will listen to you and expects you to pay at least one of them a visit and play your part.
Ewe bobuye.
In Jagni's case, letting the World Eaters bring down the Tree of Life is part of their plan. They believe a cleansing is the only way the world can be saved.
Fofo umba bakwa papa mu.
He'll be waiting for you beneath the Tree of Life if you lose track of what you need to.
Ye mufurbu. Bum ikama perna.
Regardless, you'll meet again once. Another fork in the road. It's either the tunnel or the motor bridge. What'll it be? It's a bridge. Just get over it. Feeling stronger every day. They've destroyed this area, muddied up what used to be muck, as if it wasn't bad enough before the tri-war began. That's the Jagni tribe's fort. Their friendship can be a blessing or a curse. It's up to you. You're either a part of their solution to the tribe war, or part of the problem. Now that's loot. Let's see. Says they're wary of strangers. They're at war. Says the Sifu gets to choose who sees the Sifu.
Zata is the moi totloho. Kariesne zdace. Paro, ya put.
The Jagni tribe wants to become omnipresent and, most importantly, feared. They want to vanquish the tribes, as the only way they can guarantee peace is through supremacy. The Sifu is determined to let the World Eaters destroy the Tree of Life, as it's part of their strategy to cleanse the world and start anew. He welcomed the news of a cold-blooded Ronin crossing the Great Wall through the crack in Bunker 101 preceded you. He's referring to your rampage through Bunker 101. It seems you don't mind a bit of blood on you. He understands that sometimes we need to lose ourselves to find ourselves. But there's something about your spirit that sparks memories of you as a kidling. He can still say... Sometimes one memory can make another come to life. He hasn't thought about your Muma for ages, even though she taught him a lot. He was one of the original Wang Fu. Your Muma invented Wang Fu. Originally, it was based on unarmed combat and the 6 weapons: the boomerang, the shuriken, the bow, the staff, the nunchuk, and the hook and chain. The Sifu says it's time to set the past aside. Jagni doesn't want a new unity between the tribes. Their goal says fear and hatred is the only path to domination, but you already know that. So embracing that side of you and helping them vanquish the tribes and letting the World Eaters destroy the Tree of Life should be an easy decision. He didn't He'll give you a chance to change your mind before you leave and asks you to reconsider. Otherwise, you'll be seen as a rival. The Sifu was waiting for something to tip the balance in their favor, and with you by their side, he's confident you can vanquish the other tribes. The one he wants to deal with first is the Myriad tribe. Their kin must put an end to the war before... He wants you to focus. These are the new rival outposts your tribe needs to take control of. He says you'll regret not being on their side. The only way you'll learn their secrets, Wung Fu and the tribe weapon now, is if you defeat him. And that will never happen. You both share dark thoughts, so they want... Once you've conquered the rivals' outposts, you'll challenge their Sifu for control of their territory, tribe... Your Muma taught each disciple a weapon. She never intended it for hunting, nor seeing... Jackney doesn't want a new unity between the tribes. Their goal is to become omnipresent and, most importantly, he remembers your kind and unselfish soul. And anyway, you'll pass your old village on your way to the first rival outpost, but we've got no time to be sentimental. War doesn't... Shopkeeper claims you won't. Says the... The gatekeeper welcomes you back to the fort. Understand. Better beware, that's a mump up ahead. They were hit hard by evolution, the wonky ones especially, deformed and unfurred. bruised. That's more like it. Time is lost on this place, but it evokes a tingling sensation. There's something special about it, drawing you closer. Let's see. As time passes, memories fade, and sometimes feelings change. It's not about who you were, it's about who you'll become. This story is far from over. Echoes of a long-lost past, like whispers in the wind. Here's someone who takes each day as it comes. He asks how you are today. Goop wants you to make it a priority to come looking for him whenever. He wonders where you've been. He hopes you've been out at the lake, practicing your swimming technique. He understands Wang Fu is hungry. He thinks you should really know why. He says, that wasn't too bad, was it? He says but you need practice. Lots of practice. You need to rely on those who somehow... You just need more time in the surf. That's the only way you'll ever learn how to swim. Judging by your Mooma's look, it seems you forgot something.
Kalino?
You promised you'd train with her before the sun goes down.
Verena Masalapu. Kanamunt.
You should know. Practice makes perfect.
Kanamunt.
As long as it doesn't kill you, it'll only make...
Kanamunt.
She'll see you at the village square.
Kanamunta. Kanamunt.
She'll be waiting for you. There will be a... Here's another familiar face with lots on his mind. Asks how you're feeling today. His only interest when creating is that what he comes up with is actually useful. He was hoping you could help him pick up some scrap for a thingamajig he's working on. You should look for... He wonders what usefulness you found. He says every little thing counts. He can work wonders with almost anything and asks if you know how to upcycle. You did well, but he can't help but wonder why you decided to craft a weapon. He understands, but hopes you won't be needing it anytime soon. He thinks mastering the... He's looking forward to seeing what... It looks like she's starting to lose her patience. You know she doesn't like waiting for you. She wants to see... You'll continue to build on the basics. Talent will only take you so far. She wants you to grow up and start thinking for yourself. You really need to find yourself before she's gone. They look determined. Better watch out. He asks you to stop right there and wonders... He's not scared of... He wants to know who you think you are. She asks if you're hurt. What happened? She's there for all. The most It's time to focus on your training now. Here's someone close to heart doing...
Muntea mastula. Why ad fudlea haya?
Seeing you always puts a smile on your Popsy's face.
Papa Zulu.
Train...
Zien baran udinamanga. Mashaku hilsame.
He's curious to see what you found.
Und so dana und dieser Fehler.
He can work wonders with...
Bonzeni nenaften. Was kilka Michael Tagukal?
The style might be too edgy for his taste, but
Jammer foret schon.
you should take it with you. Wear it to practice.
Jammer foret oruven.
Kialdo male ganoro tono.
Your Muma says it's about time you got here.
Sana yote.
Hopes you're...
Pola kuto. Masamal. Mustiki muhka. Asana yoto tupu.
But there's enough time left for repetition.
Tate ko baba sakting. Anson bara.
Your Muma says you did well today. She's so proud of you.
Anson bara.
That's all.
Inyadaldo. Ina minalagi mamuru. Antoro.
You...
Asil matu.
Catchy.
Inyadaldo.
Your Muma says she's never seen an apparatus as green as this little thing.
Asana yoto. Ariaroche nuimume beri.
It's called an automaton, and
Anoraka papum.
your Muma
Kala.
says a rest and you'll find strength. Nothing could stop Luka Lupin from setting the world on fire.
Antoro. Kensi. Temonu.
Your Muma urges you to blaze a trail. A burnt kidling will learn to dread fire. That's just adding fuel to the flames. Give it a last burst and you'll make it.
Tukonda.
Your Muma says this.
Kanamunt. Vasenok. Asana. Aplitonomuta.
She tells you to...
Asana yoto tupu.
Here it comes. The past coming to haunt the present. You must go through fire and water to make it out of here. Your Muma says you can make it if you believe in it. Where she goes, you go. Blood is thicker than water. You're in deep surf. Don't make waves. The surf goes where it wants to go. It'll take you to the shore as long as you go with the flow. Death is not to be feared by one who has lived life with a pure heart. A part of her will live on in you. The creature is hungry for more. Nothing is going to stand in its way now. If a sacrifice is made for someone else, it's not lost, but passed on to the next. Life must go on. Real sacrifice comes from love and necessity when all other options are exhausted. The ultimate test of conscience is the willingness to give up anything to save what you truly care about. What you do for yourself dies with you. What you do for your kin remains and makes you immortal in their memory. As the moment fades and is lost, the only thing that remains is loneliness. It doesn't mean you'll forget your past. It simply means you need to move on. Let's see.
The tribe's caught a fluffy hulk. Better watch out, it's no pet.
They couldn't keep it down. Fluff Hulk's on the loose. Knock 'em out. It was harder than expected to take down. They've received news a Ronin joined the tribe's ranks and were looking for... A group of Jagni warriors are already waiting for... You should hurry there and help them storm the outpost. That you chose to ally with Jagni is a sign... Good for protecting your privates. Great capper. Look, an emergency box from the old days, when you needed to pack. Wow, bet that nut makes a tight fist. You'd think this place would be crawling with worms. Toxanol was something called a corporate juggernaut, and our world still bears the marks of the massive ecological catastrophes they inflicted upon the land. The apocalypse they caused was the end of days for their world. But for us, it was simply a beginning. Tunnels like this still carry echoes from the past. Can you hear it? Whacked. Middle-lifed. The day can't come soon enough. That notice board? filled with the leftovers of used-to-be wants. You're getting close. The Toxanol Corporation made this place. And then Toxin... There must... This corner of the world is called Bricktown. A flush stool from the back in... Seems like the tighteners on the piping need to be unturned correctly to drain the flush stool. Just a few moves left. Make them count. That's the kind of trouble you really want to wash away. The night time is the right time. It's time to do what's right, for certain values of right. You need to be more streetwise first. It's Peekaboo Park. Young ones love this sort of place.
Sarevanyad Zab.
This one
Sarevanyad Zab.
has heard that you only follow your own personal code and is worried you've lost your respect for life.
Bestilga. Sedain Yach.
Asks you to do the right thing for the sake of your conscience. It's only through your inner
Will Shila Goyo. Sedain Yach.
It's sad to see you're staying on this road to root.
Yes, that's the way. No arguing with.
Sometimes your gut is...
Don't ever doubt your...
Even the dark.
Stick with me.
Reflexed. It's gone from being late to being early. Taking something off your mind. That's a Myriad tribe outpost. Give him a hand. Watch it. How many days like this do you think the world has left? Wrecking fest. Is relieved you're not of myriad heritage. Says you're... The Vespidat outpost, long-time home of the Myriad tribe. Says you need to hit them where it hurts, inflict as much suffering as possible, and make it clear your tribe is a terror to their existence. Here's the first line of defense. It's a bomb lobber. The spot wrecked it. Give those twirly wheels a turn. Yes, the river tub's going down the drain. Keep going. That cage is holding a helper. Says they've been treated fair, but is glad to see you. Hopes you'll treat. Wishes there was another way, but they'll do their best. A sharpshooter. The scaffolding looks unstable. Better stay clear of the red ray. Here's the second line of defense. Red means danger. Bet a big bump will bring it down. Switched off the light. A barrel shoot. Smack it to get a barrel out of it, then hit it toward the gate and blast it. That looks splody. Shoot it and watch it blow. Not too close, though. Kaboom! You're in. Almost there. The outpost belongs to your tribe now. He says you made them weaker, but they won't give up. Your Sifu thanks you. Your tribe is growing stronger.
Zana. Inatovo.
Says you did a great job capturing the outpost.
Inatovo.
Says you're lucky to have the... Out of Date says he's doing his best to keep up, but from what he can tell, it seems you're making progress with the tribe conflict.
Aya mu aya. Honto. Yowotulua. Luatolu tum. Yowotulua. Satuatan pop kila.
He says the time has come to...
Fofo umba.
Goop is working on making his goo glide strong enough to break the waves out to the World Eater.
Kobwa yake. Koye. Tuvun bunun.
Maybe you'll grow into that. You could experiment with that. Sharp dressed. Don't trust your eyes so much. They play tricks in the dark. It's unusual that natural tunnels like this still exist. Most of them got flooded. This area was beautiful before the tribe war began. Look at it now. It's a war zone. Well, what do you know? You have hours stretching before you. That's the Myriad Tribe's fortress. Will they be friends or foe? You should head up there. That way you'll know. Let's see. It's a beaten path to that door. If you go there, you'd better make an entrance. Says rival tribes aren't welcome here. They know you're allied to their rivals. Welcome to the Surfipelago, where the horizon rests on the surfy goo. That's a resource totem, a monument left behind by those that picked scrap, trying to keep the area clean.
Glad to see some wood scrap there.
The sun is heading down. Another chug tunnel. Watch out for oncoming chug-chugs. Fists of Fury. Fist of Face. Don't know what that e-waste was. Those are the kind of things you need. There's a lot more space down here than you would think. Not nearly enough scrap yet.
getting swole. Don't give up now. Crushing it. There's a serenity about this spot. It's a